The Secrets of Let's Science is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit givestarquest.com.
3, 2, 1.
We live in a universe of scientific wonders.
Every day, scientists are inching towards breakthroughs which can change our lives.
We're playing our small part in sharing these wonders with you.
That's why today is a fine day for science.
So let's science.
So Lino, this is one that I shared with you and Caroline a while back. I'm actually really excited to talk about this one. Because you and I, as you know, are not, trained in science like Caroline is. We're science enthusiasts.
No. We're I'm a noob. Yeah, Caroline's like masters up here, man.
Yeah.
I'm just the one who just gives her the chemicals, however she wants, all the research that she needs. I can just give it to her, and she
knows what to do with it, right? But the thing is, even though you and I don't have science degrees, and that might be a better thing for the world that we don't. We can still participate in science because there are many organizations and groups and government bodies and agencies and so on who rely on citizen scientists in order to collect data and to make contributions. So today I just wanted to talk a little bit about citizen science and in particular some projects that have made a difference. And I also want to share some of the many, many, many projects that you could right now sign up to help make a difference in different organizations and their search for answers and truth and beauty through the power of science. So first of all, I'm using an article from The Conversation that I'll share a link to later. But basically, it's making the point, without reading too much of it, it's making the point that scientists can't be everywhere. All right, so they just can't. So they need us. They need the people, and technology has empowered citizen science to grow even more. And you can do citizen science from your smartphone, your computer, with your camera. There are all kinds of ways that you can contribute to the amazing world that is citizen science. So first of all, I just wanted to share, and these are Australian examples, some of the examples of citizen science that has actually helped to make a bit of a difference. So the first one is the Atlas of Living Australia's Biosecurity Alerts Service.
Wow, Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. So Atlas, exactly right. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So so Australia is one of the world's most biodiverse continents, but we're constantly at risk from introduced invasive species. Even with current border controls, some pests, weeds, and diseases inevitably slip through. So it happens. So the Atlas of Living Australia, or ALA, is the nation's largest open source biodiversity data source. In partnership with the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestries, a biosecurities alert service was set up to connect this trove of data, much of it collected through citizen science, with biosecurity managers across Australia. So the service delivers weekly email notifications to biosecurity managers about reports of introduced and invasive species of concern in the area. For example, in 2020, this led to the first report of globally invasive Asian shore crab, or Hemigrapsis saguinus. I should not have tried to say the Latin name. All right. The Asian shore crab, right? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's one. In 2024, a user using the iNaturalist website, which sets up a whole lot of projects, hey, go look for this, take photos of that or whatever else.
Cool.
A user of this one recorded the first report of the invasive freshwater gold clam. I'm not going to read the scientific name. Early detection allowed biosecurity managers to monitor and mitigate these species spreads to other areas. So without citizen scientists, some of these could have taken off, these invasive species, and it affected biodiversity in Australia. In 2025, an iNaturalist citizen scientist recorded Siam weed north of Brisbane. This record was more than 1,000 kilometers from the nearest known infestation near Townsville. The resulting alert allowed Biosecurity Queensland to eradicate the new infestation. Likewise, the reports of the tree cholla cactus, red imported fire ants, honey fungus, and many other species have triggered local responses. So this is one way that citizen science has helped. There are others. Climate History Australia. There are millions of valuable weather observations scattered across the world that only exist on paper. It would take thousands of lifetimes for scientists to transcribe these precious records on their own. But with the help of citizen scientists, they've been able to rescue these vital observations from being lost to time. The data they provide have improved the coverage and accuracy of global data models used to understand how our climate is changing. So
climate's changing.
Yeah, there you go. And so with the help again of citizen scientists to build the model. So the organization Climate History Australia models similar projects from the United Kingdom and New Zealand that scanned images of historical weather data from the National Archives, which were split into chunks, allowing people to help us rescue these observations in a manageable way at home. Across two projects in 2020 and 2021, more than 1,700 citizens transcribed at least 67,400 weather observations recorded in the 19th century.
That's
I know.
A lot of record.
Again,
wow, that data
these scientists would be able to do it on their by themselves. So citizen scientists, pitched in and helped out.
Come and help out. Yep.
The journals contained meticulous weather data, including descriptions of the clouds, types of rainfall, and other activities of the day. The project attracted amazing volunteers, including students, historians, and people who wanted to contribute to climate science. Thanks to the recovered data, we have now filled gaps in weather observations in Adelaide and Perth, allowing us to build near continuous records of the weather of these two cities back to 1830 and 1843, respectively. We now know more about extreme weather events in Australia, which is so important because changes in the extremes are what will affect us most as the world warms. So there's another project that has helped. But we're not done. The Kilonova Seekers is another one. Sounds like a band, doesn't it? Yeah.
I know, but it's a grunge band.
Yeah, I know, grunge band. Kilonova Seekers, they're rock, man. Yeah. However, the other Kilonova Seekers, the citizen science one that we're talking about here, since 2023, the Kilonova Seekers Citizen Astronomy Project has been sharing the excitement of transient astronomy, engaging citizen scientists in the discovery of some of the most exciting and energetic events in the universe. Transient astronomy refers broadly to the study of cosmic objects that vary with time. Many types of normal stars, particularly those that have an orbiting companion, vary in brightness. But of particular interest are short-lived explosive events that produce gamma-ray bursts, such as the supernova explosions of massive stars or rare collisions between pairs of neutron stars. Kilonova Seekers provides observations from the Gravitational Wave Optical Transient Observer, or GOTO, telescope network to members of the public. GOTO collaboration members Lisa Kesley from the University of Cambridge and Tom Killerstein from the University of Warwick built an image comparison platform on the popular Zooniverse website. To contribute, participants were invited to play Spot the Difference by comparing new images, to old, and looking for changes. This work helps astronomers to distinguish genuine new objects in the sky from imaging artifacts and other spurious signals. The project has attracted thousands of volunteer observers and yielded more than 200 discoveries to date. A major discovery was published last year. An extremely bright star explosion, GOTO 0650, captured as it took place. Once flagged, astronomers were able to look at it more closely with Earth-based and space observatories. The object was so bright, amateur astronomers could capture high-quality images too. And Kilonova Seekers has just gone through a hardware and software upgrade and relaunched in February this year. So you too can have a hand in trying to discover new objects. So have a go. Now, just one more. Now, there are some other ones, but I thought this one should be mentioned as well. Mozzie monitors. Now, this one actually, there's a few of these around the world related to mosquitoes, and this is really important work because none of us like mosquitoes, right? So, mosquitoes are the world's deadliest animal. It is crucial for health departments and local governments to keep up mosquito surveillance to protect public health. But it takes a lot of resources to do so. leading to gaps in the system. So launched by the University of South Australia in 2018, the Mozzie Monitors program comprised so Mozzies, for anyone who's not sure, is what we call mosquitoes here in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia, where
I'm not sure if to say
Mozzies.
we call Mozzies. Yeah,
We just call them Mozzies.
Mozzies everywhere. Yeah. All right. So the Mozzie Monitors program comprised two main activities for citizen scientists. The first was setting up low-tech mosquito traps at home and taking photos of the collections so experts could identify them remotely. The second was submitting mosquito images to the project page on the iNaturalist platform. It has been an amazing collaborative effort nationwide with thousands of records submitted. Originally, the program aims to expand mosquito surveillance in Australia, detect exotic mosquitoes entering the country, and educate the public about mosquitoes and the diseases they carry. It has since evolved into assisting remote communities in exotic mosquito surveillance, tracking mosquito-borne viruses, and running an education program in South Australian and Northern Territory schools. Hundreds of students aged 5 to 17 have participated in learning activities and even trapped some mosquitoes. We designed and built Mozzie Monitors as we went along. It led to new mosquito trapping methods citizen scientists can use, has taught the participants a lot about mosquitoes, helped to establish a mosquito database with new species records, and even led to the discovery of mosquitoes not previously known in Australia. So those are just a few. I haven't even got to the wombat survey analysis tool, but there's even a wombat, taking photos of wombats and tracking a wombat mange-like disease, and also tracking where wombats are most likely to be killed in road accidents, roadkill and things like that. So it's citizen science around conserving wombats. So other discoveries that have happened in Australia very briefly, through citizen science, are the first complete catalogue of Australian flora. And this is when a German botanist, Ferdinand Mueller, came to Australia in 1847. He wanted to catalogue Australian flora. So he advertised in newspapers, schools, etc., to get people to help him, and he built like a complete, catalogue of Australian flora. There was the discovery of the giant Gippsland earthworm. There were some, a group of farmers surveying the Moe Bunyip railway line, and they were curious about a snake they found. Ended up being a giant earthworm. So we're discovering and contributing giant earthworms, and even things like the rediscovery of the Bridle's nail-tail wallaby, which was thought to be extinct, but was then found by citizen scientists. And the area where it was found became a national park in order to help them, to be conserved. Yeah.
Yep. Understand.
So before I throw it to you, Lino, I just wanted to talk very briefly about three other projects, and there are thousands, guys. There are thousands. And what I love about these is that all these citizen science projects, or most of them, you can get your kids involved. So if you want your kids to be interested in science, look up some citizen science. Now, one place that you might want to go if you'd like to help out with some citizen science is our good old NASA in the United States. We love NASA and what they do. And they have about 50 projects. I'm only going to share 3, all right? They've got about 50 or so projects. Here are some that you can use. Now, some of the projects are basic, which is good, but there are also ones that are more complex. Like, for example, there's one that has like a 2-hour tutorial if you want to be part of it, right? So, there are others that have like 5-minute tutorials. There are ones that train you on the go. So you learn a lot by doing this too. So here's one. It's called Globe Observer. The Globe Observer Citizen Scientist app allows volunteers to take several different kinds of data using their phones and joining the globe learning and observation to benefit the environment community. The data are used in multiple projects to track changes in the environment and support of Earth system science research. The resulting open data set is available to scientists and used by students of all ages doing a variety of research projects through the Globe program. So what you'll do, you'll use your smartphone to make and share observations to study our changing climate. You can take pictures of clouds to complement satellite signals, document how land is used to assess risk of flood, fire, drought, and track effects of climate change, protect your community from mosquitoes and mosquito-borne diseases, estimate tree heights to measure how growth rates are responding to climate change, and measure and report air temperature and cloud cover during solar eclipses. So downloaded data is contributed by the Globe community. So now it gives you the requirements. Time to get started, minutes. Equipment, a smartphone using Android or iOS with the Globe Observer app installed. Optional, clip-on smartphone magnifier for mosquito habitat mapper, tape measure for tree, air thermometer for eclipse. Knowledge required? None. An in-app tutorial and instructions are provided. So it gives you this, what's the project, what you'll do, and what's required for you to do it. So that's a nice, easy one that you can
that's cool.
do, adults, kids, whatever. The next one is, are we alone in the universe?
Oh.
Yeah. This project is the largest fully steerable radio telescope on Earth to search for evidence of civilizations in the galaxy. You can help identify the most promising signals in the data. Learn how to identify the common classes of radio frequency interference, RFI, to weed out the noise and find the signals that might indicate extraterrestrial intelligence. Your classifications will also be used to develop artificial intelligence tools to accelerate the search. You can contribute to this and you can learn about RFI at the same time, which is really awesome. So what you'll do, learn to recognize common patterns in radio frequency emissions that correspond to known sources. The rest might be aliens. So like you rule out ones that are not aliens, and you might find an alien signal. So it could be you, right? This is the golden ticket, people, all right? You might be you.
Wow.
You will also identify the most promising signals in SETI data for further investigation, and you might be the one to find the first evidence of alien intelligence. So, requirements: time, 2 to 4 minutes to complete the online training. Equipment, an internet-connected device. Knowledge, none. An in-project tutorial is provided. How cool is that? All right, you can help look for alien life, right? Last one.
Oh, well, just before that, so we don't need Mulder and Scully anymore, do we? No, that's not right.
No, Lino, let me correct you. Regardless,
sorry.
The truth is always out there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And lastly, cloud spotting on Mars. Clouds are both drivers. Yeah. Clouds are both drivers and products of a planet's climate. How does this work on Mars? Join us as we unlock the secrets of the red planet's atmosphere, which is so different from Earth's. What you'll do, learn to recognize the telltale patterns of clouds in graphed data collected by the Mars Climate Sounder on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. So you get to look at data from an orbiting Mars probe. That's pretty awesome.
That
right?
is wow. That is
when you do
absolutely awesome. Yeah.
When you do that, you get to look for and mark any cloud signatures you see in data graphs and contribute to the fundamental understanding of Martian clouds. Requirements: time, 15 minutes to complete the online training. Equipment, internet-connected mobile device or computer. Knowledge, how much knowledge do you think you need, Lino?
None
None at all. That's right.
No.
In-project training is provided. Now, these are 3 of the many, and we'll put links to the list that I found of these from the NASA website in the show notes. But what I'm saying is that there are these basic projects and there are some that require more time and more training, but you choose what kind of citizen science you want to be. You don't need to be a science. You'll learn the science as you go, which is absolutely amazing, I think.
I absolutely agree.
What do you think, Lino? Is citizen science an exciting endeavor?
Oh, definitely. When you don't need a lot of knowledge, and as you said, you're learning on your way, and learning about science it's exciting in a sense because it's the unknown. You're learning something that is there, but it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I'm serious. It's great. It's great.
Get to be part of that. You don't need to have a NASA office. You get to be part of that in some way. Which is really amazing.
Oh, and I hope I'm helping the planet in a sense as well. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. You're making a difference. Exactly. Again, through, helping to prevent mosquito-borne diseases from affecting your community, or mapping the climate, through tree growth and all these other things. These all matter. These are really important. And again, scientists can't be everywhere, so we can do our part to help the sciences as well. And this is a Catholic podcast. And we really believe in the importance of science to contribute to human knowledge. and to promote human dignity and human safety and so on through the power of science. It's an important knowledge that Pope Leo has recently talked about in his encyclical, right? About why science and reading science through the gospel as Catholics is so important for us as well.
Let's Science is brought to you by StarQuest Media and is a fortnightly podcast that brings you the scientific wonders of our universe from a distinctly Catholic point of view. For more from Caroline, Lindsay, and friends, listen to the StarQuest show, Catholics of Oz. Find links from today's show at sqpn.com/science and find the Catholics of Oz at sqpn.com/Oz. Be sure to follow the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you can find podcasts, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. The generous donations of our patrons at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue Let's Science and all the shows at StarQuest, which makes our nonprofit mission possible. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. Join us next time for more scientific wonders, and thank you for listening to Let's Science on StarQuest. Here's another show on the StarQuest Network you're sure to enjoy, The Secrets of Sacred Art. Find it wherever fine podcasts are found or at starquest.fm/art.